Okay, so let's talk about uh, pets. So I'm gonna go to my shoulder pet place. Here, hold on. Let's do this first. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Alright, so I have all the wyverns here. This is a lightning wyvern. Um, these two are... Yeah, this is lightning. That's lightning. Oh, maybe this is... No, this is ice. My apologies. This is an ice wyvern here. This is the poison. So, the default poison on the poison wyvern is deadly. And with the Javelin Serpent, one of the ideas with it is that the poison can be switched back and forth between torpor-inducing and damage-inducing, or deadly. And then, of course, the the other two wyverns over here are fire. These are my... I think this one's also ice. Is that... Yes, that's ice, and these two are fire. Okay. So... So I do not currently have a pet on my shoulder. Let's turn that input down a little bit. Alright. So, one of the things we should talk about... Let's see. Yes, perfect. Good. Bloodwing, Wingman, Cobalt. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so let's start with... So we should probably start with Bloodwing, because the... on 3D... Or, sorry, not 3D view, go into third-person view here. So, from a size perspective, the Dimorphodon is probably about the best size for the Javelin Serpent as a shoulder pet. However, clearly the Javelin Serpent is not going to sit on the shoulder like that. It's going to be wrapped around the body. And the wings can be either up or kind of down like a cape, almost kind of wrapped around the person. If they're up, they're dissipating heat. So like right now, you can see that my cold resistance is 18 and my heat resistance is 18, right? And the temperature is 17 degrees Celsius. If I drop, so toss him off. If I go over here to a, oops. So you can see now that I have an otter on my neck. The otter is providing me really good heat and cold resistance. So with the Javelin Serpent, when the wings are up, the cold resistance should be, nothing added, and the heat resistance should be very, very high. And when the wings are wrapped, the heat resistance should be almost nothing, and the cold resistance should be very, very high. So that's when I talk about the wings being up or down, and the heat resistance and cold resistance, this is what I'm talking about. So you can see it's 1578 and 737 right now. If I drop the otter, you can see how it has suddenly changed, right? Now, that heat and cold resistance is because I was inside when I go outside, it should change again. Yes, there it is. So if you're inside a building or outside a building, the game changes your heat and cold resistance. And then, of course, if you're wearing a pet, that gives you a bonus to heat and cold resistance. The Bloodwing, or sorry, the Dimorphodon, of course, does not give a natural heat and cold resistance buff. So when I have the Dimorphodon on, it's the same as whatever my clothes give me, because it's not changing it. But the Otter does. So the Javelin Serpent should have the same properties of the Otter, depending on whether the wings are up or down. Okay. Okay. Now, let's talk about the Sonoma crops. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so the Sonoma crops, the Javelin Serpent should be able to act like the Sonoma crops in the sense that it should help you be able to fly. Now, you can see that this isn't, it's not, I don't like that it's not constantly beating its wings. It really should. Basically, the Sonoma crops is acting like a jetpack. And unfortunately, it only beats its wings when you press A. You press the button to activate the flying. It doesn't constantly beat its wings. I don't like that. I wish it would constantly beat its wings. One thing that I think we can do, let me see if I can demonstrate this. So this is the fly. If I'm holding down the A button, I'm flying. Now there's supposed to be a parachute mode. Oh, no, that's the... Okay, so I click to the right stick. Oh, are you... Okay. Now, notice that the Sonoma crops cannot get into the air if you're in the water. So you have to get back to land in order to fly again. I knew that my batteries were going to die. That's why I had a fresh set with me. So I don't like, again, that it's not still beating its wings. So when I clicked right stick, that made it turn into kind of like a jetpack, in the sense that I was able to glide forward. Okay. There's supposed to be a parachute mode. Let me see if I can figure out what the parachute mode is. Nope, that's not it. So it's not the left trigger. Or not left trigger, sorry. It's not the left bumper. Nope. Nope. Maybe it's clicking the left stick? Nope, that didn't do it. Hold on, let me Google it real quick. Okay, so to parachute. Okay, so to glide, you just click the right stick, right? So it puts us in glide mode. Ooh! Okay, let's try that again. Oops. So if we hold A. And hold. Okay. So if we hold the right stick down, it puts us in parachute mode. That's what that is. Oh. Okay. That's what's going on. Okay. Okay, so this is the um, pygmy griffin. As you can see, it doesn't grant me any cold or heat resistance at all. It doesn't fly. There's really not much in the way of advantages to the pygmy griffin. I wish there was. It would have been a perfect animal to use as the Javelin Serpent. Instead of the Javelin Serpent, we could have used the creator of the pygmy griffin could have done so much more with it, but he didn't. And I did write him and ask him to, and he just ignored me. So, um, the other thing I want to show you is the light. What I was talking about with the light pets. What I meant. So notice there's a charge there. Okay, so I go into the menu. I turn the light on. You can see that it is now creating light. So I was hoping that and you designed it um, with you know, the glowing parts of it. So this is kind of what I had in mind, that it would do, that it would provide light in really dark caves. So when I go caving, I can turn on its light, and it'll be a light for me. So I can also turn the light off. Okay. All right, and see, it's a shoulder pet. So the shine horn has light. The little spider has light. The bulb dogs have light. The gerbos don't. Not worried about those. The cats, the only thing the cats really do is very similar to the Sonoma crops. Here, I'll show you. Oops. Um, so the Sonoma crops, if you notice over on the edge of the screen, there's that looks like a lion roaring. Okay, so there's a health stat, stamina stat, oxygen, food, weight, melee damage, etc. Stats. Let me. So you can pick the scream, and you notice it does the scream. So what that does, um, so if you, I like to have auto scream on, so the AI decides when to scream or not, and then I enable that the auto scream requires an aggro. So in other words, if I'm out, in fact, I can go show you what it does and why I want the Javelin Serpent to be able to do the same thing. Ooh, oof, just missed the water. I forgot how fast the owl dives. The other flyers don't dive as fast as the owl does. The owl is the original creature that they enabled this feature of diving. So there are, oh, there's some cats over there. Okay. Mm. Let's see if I can find. There are some insects in the game. And these insects are really annoying. And so the Sonoma crops has been programmed that if the insects are trying or aggro on you to attack you, the Sonoma crops will scream and they will run away. The other thing that the Sonoma crops scream will do is the stupid little birds that steal things. The scream will scare away those stupid little birds. Of course, when I want to find these stupid little insects, I can't. And when I don't want them around, there they are. All right, hold on. Oh, there. Okay, so you see the insect right there. One of them got scared away by the scream that it did right when I opened the the menu. Okay, so let me show you the birds that it'll scare away. Oh, there's one right below me, right there. So if that bird aggroes on me to come steal something, it should scream and scare it away. Oh, the scream's not recharged yet fully. Almost there. Okay, it's recharged now. Why is it not aggroing on me? Maybe it doesn't think I have anything to steal. There. Oh, did it? It didn't scream. Oh, it did scream. It did scream, see? So you look over on the side, you can see that it's recharging. So it did scream and scare away the bird. Okay, cool. So the other thing that we want to scare away. So we want to scare away the birds. We want to scare away the insects. We also want to scare away the pegomastics. They're also little thieves. And the cat and the Sonoma crops are the only two creatures that do that scare away those two. Alright, so they're nasty little thieves, is what they are. And they're really annoying. Okay, so you saw that. You saw that it set off... This is the pegomastics here. So, alright. So you get the idea. The scream scares them away so they don't steal your stuff. Same with the... So the cat does the same thing. The cat also scares away anything that's gonna steal. Alright. So now So, dodos, fjordhawks. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. So these are basically like a natural what do you call it? Like they can help you hover, but you don't hover forever. These are very similar to those. They look very similar, but they're not. So these are microraptors. It's about all these do. They're kind of like the morphodons, but if they attack someone who's mounted on a like they're riding on the back of something, they can dismount them. Maybe I can demo that for you. This is the thief bird. I tamed one. Well, two. Okay, so these are feathered lights. They are basically light birds. Let's see if I can... let's see if I can demonstrate here. Oops. There we go. So you see how they light up, just like the other light up pets. Okay. So that's how. Oh my goodness. Okay. Shooter mode. Okay. 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 Alright. So you get the idea. In the same way that Cosmo can be used to shoot the oh my poor brain. The Javelin Serpent should be able to shoot as well, to basically spit. And so you see how it changed. the snake should be able to do that as well. So, but one of the key things is that, oops, if I press trigger, I should be throwing the snake, and perhaps maybe the left is spit. You know, we can figure that out, but that's kind of the idea, is that if I press trigger, then the snake should be throwing, kind of like, you know, I've kind of already demonstrated this, but you see how it throws. Oops. Alright. I think what I want to do is take you over to Scorched Earth and show you all the features that I've unlocked for Sparky. Because that'll kind of give you an idea in terms of like switching between the large and the small, because Sparky does that, as well as you know, going from the air to the water, excuse me, from the water to the air, or water to land, land to water, land to air, air to land, etc. How that is accomplished. And particularly the ability of Sparky to go from being a big a big animal to a shoulder pit and back. So I want to show you that. Okay. All right. So this is a very, very hot environment, and this is my you can see how much cold resistance and heat resistance I have right now with with my otter. This is my otter, my special otter. All right, so the way that works is the higher the melee is on the otter, the more cold and heat resistance the otter provides to me. So that's what that's for. That's what that's about. Okay. All right, so I do need to leave him behind, unfortunately. Okay, so this is Sparky. This is a mod that was put together by somebody. So if I go up to Sparky and I press Y, I can choose the pickup, and notice notice how he went on my back like that. So hold X, and I will throw him. And now he's, or she is big again. So I walk up, hold Y, pick up, and she's on my back. Now I can hold X, and now I have her menu. I'm going to start with the flamethrower mode. See how she switched from my back to, she was facing down, now she's facing forward. Put her in jetpack mode, hold A, and she's in jetpack mode. Click R, and she's in parachute mode. And notice how the face turns whichever direction I want to go. And it uses stamina to throw fire like that. Now, I can put Sparky into flamethrower mode, and if I use the left trigger, it throws fire. I'm gonna go, he's gonna attack me, I'm gonna burn him to death. Just like that. Now, with Sparky in this mode, the more things I burn to death, the more points I get. So I'm going to change to ride. Notice how it switched from a shoulder pet to rideable that quickly. And if I open up Sparky's inventory, see all the Sparky stats here, and I go to the skill tree, there are skills that I can use to unlock different perks and different modes for Sparky. So far I've unlocked speed, movement speed, jetpack mode, parachute mode, and flamethrower. There's also this, remember with Sonoma crops, you can fly through the sky, and so I haven't unlocked that with this Sparky yet. But I get more points over here by burning things with Sparky. Now the interesting thing is that in riding mode, the flamethrower is just, it's effective, but it's not as effective as it could be. But when Sparky's on my shoulder, it's extremely effective. The flamethrower is. And so what I like to do, now I haven't unlocked the mode where I can simply go back to shoulder pet from riding yet. So I have to actually get off and then pick up. Like that. But what I like to do is I'd like to ride with Sparky in flamethrower mode. So I'm riding and I'm protected. And I can go find things. Let's go find something to kill. Oh, there we go, across the river. And I can hold left trigger. And just like that. So, oh, that's fish. I really do need fish. Oh. There we go. This is like the only place in this map where there's fish. And I can get... Oh, oh wow. Oh my. Okay. So I hope all of that made sense. Oh, I still need to show you something else. That's right. Let's deliver him back over here. My buddy. Alright. We'll go ahead and go into riding mode. So you can see how it, how Sparky takes off and how he just smoothly gets into the water. Now the water here is very shallow, so it's not very, let's find some deeper water here. There we go. So that's how Sparky goes from water up into the air. And I wish it was deeper, but it's not, so. Okay, so you can see size there. Alright. Well, I hope that was all helpful. Let me know what your questions are.